Hello, I'm John Bachman. Doctors at the National Institutes of Health say an American healthcare worker diagnosed with Ebola is now in serious condition. That patient was admitted to the hospital just outside of Washington, D.C. earlier today. Doctors have not identified the healthcare worker yet, but the patient arrived in the U.S. today after contracting the virus while working in Sierra Leone. This comes just a day after the World Health Organization estimated that the Ebola outbreak has killed more than 10,000 people around the world. President Obama can't believe 47 Republicans sent a letter to Iran telling them not to trust the U.S. president.
I'm embarrassed for them to address a letter to the Ayatollah, who they claim is our mortal enemy. And their basic argument to them is, don't deal with our president.
Well, that's an upcoming interview with Vice News. President Obama calls the move unprecedented. A letter signed by dozens of Republican senators has caused an uproar. And now Republican Senators John McCain and Ron Johnson say they express regret over that letter. Omar Gonzalez, the man accused of jumping the White House fence last year, is expected in court sometime today. The Iraq war vet faces several federal charges. He's also expected to take a plea deal. Officials say he climbed over the fence back in September, ran past the Secret Service, and then made it inside the presidential mansion. The latest Secret Service blunder, well, there might be more trouble coming to the two agents who smashed into a White House barrier after a night of allegedly drinking and driving. According to the Washington Post, the officers crashed an active crime scene. The agency was investigating a suspicious package that a woman had claimed was a bomb. It did turn out it was just a book, but still could be even more trouble for those two Secret Service agents. And despite the controversy over that email, while she was the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton still has the best favorability ratings among possible presidential candidates from both parties. Half of the people asked in a recent Gallup poll have a more favorable view of the former Secretary of State and First Lady. That's down from 54% in a recent poll just last summer. Former Florida Governor Jeb Bush gets 35%, topping the Republicans. In Michigan, a man will spend at least 8 years in prison after killing a soccer referee with a punch. Basel Syed was sentenced today. He was playing in a recreational soccer game last summer when he punched the ref in the neck. Well, today he apologized to the victim's family. Sorry, we don't have that soundbite for you. Syed is a native of Lebanon. He could face deportation. And don't mess with Kentucky's bourbon. Police officers say near Lexington say they found 5 barrels of bourbon stolen from the Wild Turkey distillery. Each barrel is worth about $6,000. They also found about 24 guns and drug paraphernalia. The suspects face a number of charges. It's like a capital offense there in Kentucky, I believe. We do have another Newsmax Now update coming up for you. Still keeping an eye on that search for the shooter or shooters in Ferguson, Missouri. We'll keep an eye on that. Much more to come here in 30 minutes. We'll now send it back to Midpoint with Ed Berlin.